Usually it starts with a pile of decks that I collect from homies, and I'll pick through whichever ones I want for a project. I usually go off of size, just so everything lines up better. I have always been one to not like listening to others when I'm figuring things out. I like to figure it out on my own. So I just kind of go into my own little world. I usually have music in, and I'm blasting it to where I can't hear anyone or anything. I love using boards just because it relates to skating and it gives me more passion for it. When I first started living on my own, I didn't have a kitchen table, so I built myself a kitchen table. Other things are just curious if I can do it. New challenge, new ways of doing stuff, and just having to use my brain to think 10 steps ahead before I'm even done with a project, just to kind of have a game plan together. It's just kind of a challenge of, am I capable of doing it, and figuring it out along the way. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, and I randomly decided that it was time to move out to Cali because all my friends were moving out here and it's where all the fun skating was. I think I spent just about every single day after school at the skate park, and my one rule was I had to have my homework done before I could skate, so I would get it done in school during lunch just so I could make my dad take me right to the skate park when I got off school. When I was really young, there was a pretty cool scene, and BMX riders influenced how I skate. I watched all my friends hitting big transfers and just flowing through the park like a BMX rider would, and skated with them. So they did the stuff I was doing and I did the stuff they were doing. The first real contest I ever did was in California, so I kind of had an idea that I loved California just because that's where so many skate parks were, but it seemed very far out and that it would never happen. As I got older, I realized I could do what I wanted. I always have had reptiles growing up. I've had all sorts of lizards and snakes. This is Daryl. Oh, he's shedding right now. I know, buddy. Hi. He's almost 2. When he's an adult, he'll be about 14 feet long and like yay big around. So they're white tree frogs, but there's a couple different color pattern morphs on them. And so they all look a little different. Oh, thank you. I didn't really care too much about sponsors. The only reason I ever aspired to have them was because it was always hard for me to afford skate stuff. And that's all I really cared about, was having shoes that didn't have holes through the sole. It was one of my first international trips. It was to Simple Session. I ended up winning that contest, which was, at the time, probably one of the biggest contests I had won. And Mike Sinclair hit me up and said, "Hey, you don't have a board sponsor, do you? I saw you had blanks." And I was like, "No." He said, "You want to ride for Foundation?" Yup. Really liked contests just because it was traveling and getting to see everywhere around the world and seeing all my friends from the contest doing fun stuff. But I always wanted to go film at that point. If I wanted to be a skateboarder and get to go skate around every day, that was one of the big things I had to do. I used to not plan anything whatsoever. I would show up to a park and just do whatever felt cool, but now everyone's really putting in the work to do their absolute best, and I think that's still extremely fun to push what you think is even possible for yourself. These, I guess, are just like my coolest medals that I've gotten over the years. They mean the most to me. This is probably my favorite just because it spins. This was probably my biggest contest achievement, my first X Games gold, which is still insane to me.
Liam Pace making his true X Games debut here today. Wow! Here's what I was talking about, boys. Boom.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. It just feels a little elevated when Liam gets on the course, Krager.
I'm extremely excited for the contest circuit to start because I feel good and I don't feel injured, and I have done pretty well these last couple years.
That was big. That's gonna ride the top in my opinion.
CATF is built by California Ramp Works, so it's awesome to have a place that we can go work on contest runs or tricks, or just working on anything for going out and filming in the streets, just kind of training grounds for everything.
This is for the CATF. This is a private facility for like kind of elite athletes to come skate this bowl with other elite athletes.
Being on Team USA just means I have more support behind me. I have Peacock as the coach to help me plan my runs. That's new to me. Or have a training schedule and eating better and just treating my body better so I feel better. I feel really good for all the contests upcoming for Paris. I think it's a completely new realm of park skating. Everyone's going 3 or 4 feet higher and doing more flip tricks and more technical things. I feel like I and everyone else are at the top of their game for park skating, and every contest people are getting better and better and better. Skateboarding for me, I know it sounds cliche and cheesy, but it's always been just about having fun, because I don't think I would be a skateboarder if I wasn't having fun.